This audiobook will change the way you see money forever. You are about to unlock a financial mindset that rewires your brain for wealth automatically. You'll learn to shift your thoughts, emotions, and habits so that money, opportunities, and success flow toward you effortlessly. By the end, you won't chase money. You'll draw it to you and keep it growing. Before we start, drop a quick comment sharing where you're listening from and one thing you're going through right now. It's always inspiring to see people from all over the world working through similar challenges together. Introduction. The current you cannot see. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of the last time you held a coin, tapped your card, or saw a digit in your bank account. What did you feel? Was it a surge of power and freedom, or a clench of anxiety and scarcity? That feeling, right there, is the proof. You are not reacting to the paper or the number. You are reacting to the energy. For too long, you have been taught that money is a thing, a static object to be chased, hoarded, and feared. This is the single greatest lie we have been sold, and it is the root of every financial struggle you have ever faced. I am here to tell you, with absolute conviction, that money is not a thing. Money is energy, pure and simple. It is a current that flows through human endeavor, through value, through emotion, and through consciousness. Think of it like electricity, invisible, powerful, and neutral. It is not good or evil. It simply is. And just like electricity, it responds to specific laws. You wouldn't stick a fork in a live socket and blame the electricity for the shock. Yet, you violate the fundamental laws of financial energy every day, and then blame money for your lack of it. This book is your rewiring. We are going to dismantle, piece by piece, the faulty circuitry of lack, fear, and unworthiness that has been installed in your mind since childhood. We are going to replace it with the conductive pathways of abundance, value, and sovereign respect. This is not about positive thinking. This is about fundamental physics. A low-energy, fearful vibration cannot and will not attract a high-energy, abundant flow. It is a cosmic impossibility. I know this sounds esoteric, but I speak from a place of hard-won, practical experience. I was not always in this flow. I have known the gnawing hunger of an empty wallet and the deeper, more terrifying hunger of an empty spirit that believes it is not enough. I have felt the cold shock of rejection and the hot shame of debt. I climbed the traditional ladder of success only to find it was leaning against the wrong wall. The breakthrough came not when I chased more money, but when I understood what money was, when I stopped seeing it as a finish line and started respecting it as a partner in a dance. This journey we are about to take together is not for the faint of heart. It will require courage. It will require you to look at your deepest, most hidden beliefs about your own worth and your place in the world. It demands a stoic acceptance of where you are right now, without judgment, so you can begin the deliberate work of building what you are meant to be. You are about to become a master conductor of the most powerful energy on earth. Let's uncover the laws that govern this flow and align your entire being with them. Your future, wealthy self, is waiting to meet you. Chapter 1. The Great Lie About Money. How you were conditioned to fear and chase it. You were lied to. It wasn't a malicious lie, probably. It was likely passed down with good intentions, from parents who were scared, from a system designed for compliance, not empowerment. The lie is this: money is scarce. Money is hard to get. Money is the root of all evil. You must work hard for money. Sound familiar? This chapter is where we drag that lie into the stark light of day and dismantle it forever. Let me speak directly to you. When you hear that someone has made a fortune, what is your immediate gut reaction? Is it joy for them? Is it a sense of inspiration? Or is it a subtle or not so subtle pang of envy? A voice that whispers, "Must be nice," or, "I guess it's just luck." That reaction, my friend, is the lie speaking. It is the voice of scarcity, and it is the very thing that repels the energy you seek. It tells the universe you live in a small world where for one person to win, another must lose. And so, you remain in that small world. Consider the Stoic philosopher King Marcus Aurelius, who ruled one of the largest empires in history. Yet his personal writings, his meditations, are filled with reflections on virtue, duty, and the impermanence of material things. He did not see his vast wealth as a measure of his soul, but as a resource for his purpose. He understood the energy. Money, to him, was a tool for building, for protecting, for creating order. It was not his master. He was its master. This is the first and most crucial mindset shift. You must stop being a slave to the energy and start being its steward. I want you to do something right now. Think of the most financially successful person you genuinely admire. Now, I want you to reframe your perception of them. Instead of seeing them as lucky or ruthless, see them as a person who has simply become a more effective conductor of this energy than you are currently. They have learned, either consciously or unconsciously, how to align their actions, their thoughts, and their value with the current of abundance. They have cleaned their internal wiring. This is not magic. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. The first step is to forgive those who taught you the lie, and then, with a firm and resolute heart, decide to stop telling it to yourself. From this moment forward, your new truth is this: money is abundant. Money is a natural consequence of providing value. Money is a tool for good, and it flows easily to those who understand its true nature. Chapter 2. Your Inner Energetic Blueprint. The Anatomy of Your Wealth Vibration. Every single one of us walks through life with an invisible financial fingerprint. This is your inner energetic blueprint. It is the subconscious programming, built from every money memory, every overheard parental worry, every financial victory or failure that dictates your current financial reality. Before we can change the flow, we must become archaeologists of our own soul and excavate this blueprint. Your external wealth is a perfect mirror of your internal wealth identity. Let's look into that mirror, without flinching. I need you to be brutally honest with yourself for a moment. When you are alone with your thoughts, who are you? Are you someone who always struggles with money? Are you the friend who is bad with finances? Are you the person who just isn't lucky? These are not harmless labels. They are the cornerstones of your blueprint, and they are broadcasting a low-frequency signal to the universe. You are literally telling the energy of wealth that you are not a compatible receiver. Let's get personal. I want you to recall your earliest memory connected to money. Was it your parents arguing about bills? Was it the feeling of being denied a toy because we can't afford it? Or was it the joy of earning your first dollar? That memory, and thousands like it, wired your brain. It created a neural pathway, a default setting, for how you relate to financial energy. For most, the pathway is one of fear and lack. Your work now is to carve a new pathway, one of trust and abundance. This is not a one-time event. It is a disciplined, daily practice of rewiring. Think of the ancient Stoics. They practiced a principle called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They would vividly imagine the worst-case scenarios, not to live in fear, but to rob those scenarios of their power. They would realize that even in loss, their character, their inner citadel remained intact. I want you to apply this to your finances. What is your worst fear? Being bankrupt, homeless, a burden? Now face it, really feel it, and then realize that even in that state, you would still be you. Your resilience, your creativity, your ability to start again, that is your true wealth. When you truly internalize this, you sever the emotional charge that fear has over you. You operate from a place of power, not panic. Your vibration shifts from desperate scarcity to calm, creative abundance. And that, more than any resume or business plan, is what the energy of wealth is irresistibly drawn to. Chapter 3. The Art of Energetic Receiving. Clearing the blocks to allow flow. You cannot fill a cup that is already full, and you cannot direct a current into a vessel riddled with holes. For years, you have been both a cup full of limiting beliefs and a vessel leaking energy through unconscious resistance. This chapter is about emptying the cup and sealing the leaks. This is the sacred art of receiving, and it is a skill you must master. Let me ask you a question that may feel uncomfortable. When a compliment comes your way, do you accept it graciously? Or do you deflect it with a wave of your hand and a, "Oh, it was nothing"? When an opportunity presents itself, does your first instinct lean towards, "I can do that"? Or, "I'm not quite ready"? Your answer reveals everything about your capacity to receive wealth. The universe is infinitely abundant, but it can only give you what you are willing to accept. Every time you diminish your accomplishment, every time you shy away from an opportunity because you feel unworthy, you are literally putting a hand up to the flow of energy and saying, "No, thank you. I do not deserve this." I want you to think of a time you received a gift that truly moved you. Recall the feeling. It wasn't just about the object. It was about the love, the thought, the energy behind it. To reject that gift would have been to reject the connection. Now, I want you to see the money that wants to flow into your life in the exact same way. It is a gift from the universe, a reciprocation of the value and the energy you have put out into the world. To reject it, to feel guilty about it, or to believe you haven't earned it, is a profound act of ingratitude and a violation of the natural law of exchange. You must become a worthy receiver. The Stoics spoke often of the concept of amor fati, the love of one's fate. This is not passive resignation. It is the active, courageous acceptance of everything life offers, the challenges and the blessings alike, as necessary fuel for your growth. Apply this to your finances. Accept your current balance, not as a life sentence, but as your starting point. Accept a windfall, not with guilt, but with grateful stewardship. Accept a financial loss, not with despair, but with the Stoic understanding that it is now part of your story, a teacher that has arrived to strengthen you. When you stop resisting what is, you finally free up the energy needed to create what can be. Your vessel becomes clean, open, and ready. And the energy of wealth, which has been waiting at your door all this time, will have no choice but to enter. Chapter 4. The Value Vortex. How to become a magnet for wealth through service. Forget chasing money. It is a futile and exhausting game. The wealthy do not chase. They attract. And the mechanism of attraction is not a secret. It is a fundamental law. You must become a vortex of value. Money is nothing more than a certificate of appreciation from the universe, a token proving you have provided something of value to the lives of others. The more profound the value, the greater the energy that flows back to you. I need you to shift your entire focus. Stop asking, "How can I make more money?" Start asking, "How can I become more valuable? How can I solve a more pressing problem? How can I bring more beauty, more efficiency, more joy, more peace, or more clarity into the world?" This is not a semantic trick. This is a complete recalibration of your life's mission. When you make this shift, you stop being a beggar at the feast of life, and you become a chef. You are in the kitchen, creating dishes so delicious, so nourishing, that people willingly and joyfully exchange their energy to partake. Look at your hands. Look at your mind. You have a unique configuration of talents, experiences, and insights that no one else in all of history has ever possessed. This is your value proposition to the world. Perhaps it's your ability to listen deeply. Perhaps it's your knack for organizing chaos. Perhaps it's your courage to speak hard truths. Your job is to hone that skill, to polish that gift until it shines so brightly it becomes irresistible. Do not do this with the frantic energy of someone trying to get paid. Do it with the focused, stoic discipline of a master craftsman. Your satisfaction must come from the quality of the work itself. The money that follows is a secondary, inevitable effect. Let's be direct. If you are stuck in a job you hate, complaining that you are not paid enough, you have it backwards. The energy is stuck because you are. Your first duty is to bring such excellence to your current role that you become undeniably valuable. You become the go-to person, the problem solver, the one who elevates everyone around them. This does one of two things. It either transforms your current situation into one of respect and increased financial reward, or it builds the reputation and skill that allows you to step into a far greater arena of service. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your value. Build something so solid, so true, that the world has no choice but to reward you for it. Become the vortex, and watch everything be pulled into your orbit. Chapter 5. The Stoic Wealth Code. Cultivating unshakable fortitude in your financial life. The path to wealth is not a straight line. It is a winding road through valleys of doubt and across peaks of success. If your inner state is tossed about by every market fluctuation, every rejected offer, every unexpected expense, you will never build anything lasting. You need a bedrock. You need the inner fortitude of a Stoic. This is not about suppressing emotion. It is about mastering it so that your energy remains clear, focused, and powerful, regardless of the external weather. I want you to imagine two traders in the stock market. The first one is glued to his screen, his heart racing with every green tick, sinking with every red one. He makes decisions from a place of panic and greed. The second sits with perfect posture, his breath steady. He sees the same ticks, but he does not see them as personal attacks or validations. He sees them as data. He is disciplined, following a predetermined strategy without being swayed by the temporary storms of fear and euphoria. Which one do you think, in the long run, builds sustainable wealth? The answer is obvious. The second trader understands that his power lies not in controlling the market, but in controlling his response to it. This is your goal. The Stoic practice of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not is your most powerful financial tool. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control your company's layoff decisions. You cannot control a client's whims. What you can control is your skill, your work ethic, your budget, your mindset, and your reaction to every single one of those external events. Wasting your precious energy on what you cannot control is like trying to charge a battery by pouring water on it. It is not only futile, it is damaging. Redirect that energy inward, to your circle of control. Fortify that which is yours to command. So, when financial fear arises, and it will do not run from it, welcome it as a training partner. Sit with the feeling of, what if I fail? Without the story. Feel the sensation in your body, the tightness in your chest, the knot in your stomach. Breathe into it. Acknowledge it. Ah, fear, you are here. And then, with the calm authority of a sovereign, return to your plan, return to your budget, return to the next right action. This simple, repeated practice builds a resilience that is worth more than any single stock tip. Your energy becomes unshakable. And in a world of fear-driven reactions, an unshakable energy is the most attractive and profitable force there is. Chapter 6. The Energetic Budget. Aligning your spending with your soul's purpose. Every time you spend money, you are casting a vote for the world you want to live in. You are directing a stream of your life's energy into a specific outcome. Most people do this unconsciously. They're spending a leaky faucet of impulse, societal pressure, and emotional pacification. This chapter is about bringing the light of consciousness to that flow. Your budget is not a prison of restriction. It is a manifesto of your values. Let's reframe this completely. I don't want you to think of a budget as a list of cans and cannots. I want you to see it as your energy allocation plan. Where is your life force going? Is it flowing into things that nourish you, that educate you, that build your future? Or is it draining away into things that numb you, that clutter your space, that align with a version of you that you are trying to outgrow? Look at your bank statement from last month. Be honest. Does it tell a story of a person investing in their expansion, or a story of a person trying to fill a void? The statement does not lie. It is the physical printout of your inner energetic state. I want you to make a decision, right now. From this day forward, you will move from mindless consumption to intentional investment. This applies to a cup of coffee as much as it does to a car. When you are about to exchange your energy, money, for a good or service, pause and ask this Stoic question. Does this purchase serve my highest good? Does it add value to my life? Or does it merely subtract from my resources? You will be stunned by how often the answer is the latter. This is not about deprivation. It is about direction. It is about choosing to fund your freedom rather than your distractions. Speak to your money before it leaves you. Give it a mission. Tell it, I am sending you out into the world to support a local business that cares about quality. Or, I am investing you in this course so that you can return to me multiplied in the form of a new skill. This conscious exchange transforms spending from a loss into a strategic deployment. It aligns your financial outflow with your soul's purpose. When every dollar you spend is a conscious affirmation of your values, you create a powerful, coherent energy field. You are no longer working against yourself. You are building a financial ecosystem where every incoming and outgoing stream is part of a single, purposeful flow, moving you inexorably toward the wealthy, sovereign life you are destined to lead. Chapter 7. The Gratitude Amplifier. The fastest way to raise your financial frequency. If I could give you a magic pill that would instantly transform your relationship with money, this would be it. Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It is an active force. It is the highest vibrational state you can hold regarding your finances, and it operates on a principle of physics, like attracts like. When you are in a state of genuine gratitude for what you have, you broadcast a signal of abundance, and the universe has no choice but to send you more things to be grateful for. I want you to consider this. The energy of wealth is repelled by neediness and attracted to fulfillment. When you constantly focus on what you lack, you are essentially a beacon of neediness. You are telling the universe, I am empty. I am empty. And it will faithfully reflect that emptiness back to you. Gratitude is the ultimate antidote. It is the practice of focusing on what is already full. It shifts your identity from, I am a person who lacks, to, I am a person who is blessed. And from that identity, powerful, aligned action naturally flows. Let's practice, right now. Put your hand on your heart. Think of one bill you were able to pay this month. Feel a genuine sense of thanks for the resource that allowed you to do that. Think of the roof over your head, however humble. Feel a wave of gratitude for the shelter it provides. Think of the simple cup of coffee, the warm meal, the device you are using to read these words. Do not let the familiarity of these things blind you to their miracle. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who began his life as a slave, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This rejoicing is not naive. It is the strategic positioning of your soul in the flow of abundance. Make this a non-negotiable daily ritual. Every morning, before you check your phone, list 3 specific financial things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as the money to buy a new toothbrush, or the client who paid on time, or the lesson learned from a financial mistake. Do not just go through the motions. Feel it. Saturate your being with the feeling of already being provided for. This does not make you complacent. It makes you powerful. From this place of empowered fullness, you will make smarter decisions. You will see opportunities where others see obstacles. And you will carry yourself with the grace of someone who knows they are already wealthy. The energy of money will recognize its own in you, and it will come home to roost. Chapter 8. Action as an energy current. Moving from passive wishful thinking to active creation. A dream without aligned action is a phantom. It is a cloud of potential energy with no circuit to flow through. Many people understand the mindset work. They can feel the shift in their vibration, but they fail to bridge the gap between the internal world and the external result. That bridge is built with one material, and one material only: decisive, consistent, and energy-infused action. Let me be very clear with you. The universe does not respond to your wishes. It responds to your commitment, and your commitment is demonstrated through your actions. Every action you take is a powerful statement of your beliefs. If you believe you are a wealthy person, you will act like one. What does a wealthy person do? A wealthy person invests in their education. A wealthy person maintains their assets. A wealthy person is disciplined with their resources. A wealthy person follows through on their word. You do not need the money in your account to start doing these things. You start doing these things to call the money into your account. Your action is the conduit that allows the spiritual energy of wealth to become physical reality. I know that fear of action can be paralyzing. The fear of making the wrong move, of looking foolish, of failing. The Stoic perspective is your shield here. The Stoics believed that courage was not the absence of fear, but the judgment that something else is more important than fear. What is more important? Your integrity, your mission, your evolution, your freedom. Let that be your compass. Break your grand vision down into the smallest possible next step. Is it sending one email? Is it reading 5 pages of a book? Is it creating a spreadsheet? Do not let the mountain overwhelm you. Focus only on the next stone in the path. Place it with intention. This is where I speak directly to your spirit. You have waited long enough. The ideas that stir in your heart, the nudges you feel, the quiet knowing that you are meant for more. They are not there to torment you. They are there to be acted upon. Your inspired action is your prayer in motion. It is you saying to the universe, I am so serious about this that I am putting my own energy on the line. I am meeting you halfway. And I promise you, when you do this, the universe will rush to meet you. Synchronicities will appear, doors will open, resources will materialize, but they cannot find you if you are standing still. Move, act, build. The current is waiting for you to complete the circuit. Chapter 9. The Compound Effect of Conscious Energy. Building Sustainable, Generational Wealth. We have been seduced by the myth of the overnight success. It is a dangerous fiction that makes us dismiss the profound power of small, consistent, daily actions. True, lasting wealth is not built in a dramatic, single moment. It is built like a coral reef, through the relentless, patient accumulation of tiny, conscious deposits of energy. This is the compound effect, and it is the most powerful force in the financial universe. I want you to think about a single sentence. It is the secret to everything. You are the result of what you have repeatedly done. Your current financial reality is the sum total of your daily thoughts, your daily beliefs, your daily habits, and your daily actions, compounded over time. Therefore, your future wealth is being built or eroded by what you choose to do today. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it. Today. The choice to save $10 instead of spending it, to read for 30 minutes instead of scrolling, to make one more sales call when you are tired. These are the invisible, atomic units of wealth. Alone, they seem insignificant. Compounded over a year, a decade, a lifetime, they become an empire. Let's apply a Stoic lens to this. The Stoic focuses on the process, not the outcome. They focus on the integrity of the action, not the reward. Your job is not to build $1 million portfolio. Your job is to be the kind of person who makes financially intelligent decisions today. Your job is to manage your energy with integrity today. Your job is to learn one new thing today. When you focus on the process, the outcome takes care of itself. It is a natural, mathematical certainty. A single Roman brick seems small and unimpressive, but lay one brick every day with discipline and care, and you will eventually look up to find you have built an unbreachable wall that will stand for 1,000 years. This is the mindset of generational wealth. You are not just building for yourself. You are building for a lineage that does not yet exist. Every conscious choice you make is a stone in the foundation of a future you will never see. You are breaking cycles of lack and installing cycles of abundance that will ripple through time. This is your legacy. It does not require a massive inheritance to start. It requires a massive shift in consciousness. It requires you to see your life as a sacred trust and your energy as the capital for a future of freedom. Start laying your bricks. Today. Chapter 10. The Wealthy Sovereign. Stewarding your energy and leaving a legacy. You have arrived. This is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new one. The work of these chapters was not to simply get you a larger bank balance. It was to initiate you into a new state of being, the wealthy sovereign. A sovereign is not a hoarder of treasure in a locked tower. A sovereign is a steward, a wise and compassionate ruler of their own inner and outer kingdom. Your wealth is your domain, and your energy is your authority. This final chapter is about ruling wisely, Look at how far you have come. You have moved from seeing money as a static object to understanding it as a dynamic energy. You have excavated your inner blueprint and rewritten it with the ink of empowerment. You have learned to receive, to provide value, to remain steadfast in stormy seas, to spend with purpose, to vibrate with gratitude, and to take inspired action. You understand the silent, relentless power of compounding. Now, what will you do with this power? The answer defines your true wealth. A sovereign's primary duty is stewardship. This means you understand that the energy flowing to you is not for you alone. It is a resource to be managed for the greater good of your kingdom, which includes your family, your community, and the world. The Stoic ideal of oikeiosis teaches this to extend our circle of concern, from ourselves to our family, to our community, and ultimately, to all of humanity. As your wealth grows, so must your circle of responsibility. This is not a burden. It is the highest expression of your power. Using your financial energy to create opportunities, to solve problems, to lift others, this is the ultimate conductor of abundance. It creates a virtuous cycle where your outflow of good multiplies the inflow. So, I leave you with this final charge. You are the sovereign of your life. Rule with wisdom, rule with courage, rule with generosity. Let your financial decisions be a reflection of your deepest values. Let your wealth be a testament to the energy you have cultivated within. Do not just make a living. Make a legacy. Build something that outlasts you. Touch lives in a way that your name becomes a blessing spoken by generations you will never meet. You are no longer a beggar, a victim, or a passive hopeful. You are a conductor, a vortex, a master of energy. The kingdom is yours. Go forth and rule.